Hey guys, and welcome to the video. We're going to be discussing Pooh, Blood and Honey, the horror movie, being shown at a school to a bunch of 4th graders. So let's dive into this horror news. But before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and stay up to date with all the movie news going on around here, guys. So guys, we're going to be taking a look at this article here from cbsnews.com. Not one of our regular websites that we go to, but this story caught my eye, and it's a pretty funny story to hear. So, parents horrified after inappropriate horror movie shown at Miami Springs Charter School. So guys, to start off with, we've got a news reel here of what's going on with this showing of Pooh, Blood and Honey. So I'm just going to play it. It's 2 minutes and 32 minutes long, so we're just going to have a listen and see what happened.
Parental outrage tonight directed at a Miami-Dade charter school teacher. A number of parents allege 4th graders were exposed to an inappropriate film for their age group.
CBS News Miami's Yvonne Taylor reached out to the school and spoke to a parent who was demanding action.
This is the charter school. They teach students from kindergarten to 12th grade. And here is where we met the parent who complained about the film shown to both of her kids. She's asking for specific actions. Before students from the Academy of Innovative Education were let out of class, this mother let out her frustration.
I feel completely abandoned by the school. And
Michelle Diaz reached out to CBS News Miami. She said her 4th grader twins were distraught because of a movie their math teacher played for students on Monday, October 2nd.
So they were exposed 20 to 30 minutes to a movie called Winnie the Pooh, Honey and Blood.
We need to go.
This is the trailer of the film. It's rated NR, meaning not rated. The premise? 2 bloodthirsty murderers, one of them wearing Winnie the Pooh mask, terrorized a group of young university women.
He didn't stop the movie, even though there were kids that were like, hey, just stop the movie. We don't want to watch this and whatever.
How was that movie picked?
So he said that the children picked it. It's not them to decide what they want to watch. It's up to the professor to look at the content.
By being a charter school, the Academy of Innovative Education is not under the umbrella of Miami-Dade Public Schools. This institution hires their personnel independently. CBS News Miami reached out to the head of the school, Ms. Vera Hirsch. She responded with a statement acknowledging that 4th graders were shown a segment of a horror movie, and the administration promptly addressed the issue directly with the teacher and has taken appropriate action to ensure the safety and well-being of students. According to Diaz, other parents who were reluctant to be on camera complained about their kids' behavior this week.
All these parents are coming up, oh, that's why my son spent the night at my place, at my bed, because he was scared.
What does Ms. Diaz want?
Oh, I want a different professor for them.
So you want him out?
Yes.
Did you address that to the school?
Yes.
And what did they say?
That they were going to handle it internally like they always do, that they're very careful.
In Miami Springs, Yvonne Taylor, CBS News.
No, he is still.
Oh, so there we go, guys. That was a 2-minute clip just showing you kind of the events that took place and what happened with this viewing of Pooh, Blood and Honey by a bunch of 4th graders. One side of me kind of like the inappropriate kind of, what's the word? Yeah, the inappropriate side of me kind of wants to laugh at this story because it's kind of funny, just, you know, the image of, you know, a bunch of young kids kind of wanting to see a Winnie the Pooh movie, and then to find out that it's kind of this horror, kind of murdering spree, you know, crazy movie. Like, to see that reaction of their faces is kind of funny. That's the immature side of me, like, speaking. But then, you know, being an adult or whatever, I suppose I better put my adult head on, as so to speak. Yeah, the teacher, professor, whatever he was, he should have known exactly what the movie was. I mean, you see the cover of the movie. It's like Pooh with an axe covered in blood. Like, it was obvious what he was, you know, showing to his students. He should have been responsible and turned the movie off. It was obvious what it was. Even from the beginning, before the killing happens, it's obvious, you know, what kind of movie it is and what's going to happen. Yeah, and the kind of the trouble that resulted from that, he's kind of... yeah, it was his responsibility and it's his fault. So, yeah, she feels completely abandoned by the school. She said that her 4th grader twins were distraught because of the movie the math teacher played for the students on Monday, October the 2nd. They were exposed to 20 to 30 minutes of the movie, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. The film obtained an NR rating, meaning it is not rated. According to Wikipedia, the film is about 2 bloodthirsty murderers, one of whom wears a Winnie the Pooh mask while terrorizing a group of young university women. He didn't stop the movie, even though there were kids saying, "Hey, stop the movie, we don't want this," said Diaz. Among the kids, Adamong, I don't know what that word is, that some of the kids were seriously affected. According to Diaz, the students selected the movie. It's not often they decide what they want to, she said. It's up to the professor to look at the content. Absolutely. Like, putting my mature head on again, just thinking if I was a teacher or a teacher or a professor of a class of young kids, and I was going to show them any kind of media content, I would definitely check it beforehand to make sure I know what it is, because this kind of trouble results from it. And obviously in this day and age with, snowflake mentality or whatever, among the public these days, they get offended by pretty much everything. So if I was in a position of authority as a teacher, I would absolutely, any media, I would triple check it, make sure, it's not offensive to anybody, definitely. So it's kind of his own fault. The Academy of Innovative Education, located at 108 Le Baron Drive in Miami Springs, is not under the umbrella of Miami-Dade Public Schools. Being a charter school, the institution hires its personnel independently. We already heard all that. Yeah, guys, so we're just going to hop over to Comic Book Movie because there's an article on there as well. We'll read a little bit more into that as well. So, guys, landing over here on comicbookmovie.com, we also have an article about the same event. The Academy of Innovative Education has become aware that a segment of a horror movie was shown to 4th graders Monday, October the 2nd, 2023. That was not suitable for the age group, the statement said. Our administration promptly addressed the issue directly with the teacher and has taken appropriate action to ensure the safety and well-being of students. That seems like a kind of a PR spin, like PR talk. It doesn't really mean anything. They've taken direct action with the teacher, an appropriate action to ensure well-being of the student. So what is this direct action? I mean, was he suspended or her suspended? I don't know if it was it a man or a woman? Does it say? Our administration promptly addressed the issue with the teacher. So I don't know if it was a man or a woman. But yeah, it doesn't say, what their response was, what the appropriate action was. Were they suspended? Were they fired? It doesn't really say what action they took. So we don't really know on that front. Quote, we are actively monitoring the students, and our mental health counselor and principal have already met with some of those students who expressed concerns. Blood and Honey is certainly not suitable for young kids, but if they only saw the first half an hour or so, they'd more likely be traumatized by how bloody awful it is than any slasher of violence on display. So, Winnie the Pooh, for those of you who don't know, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, is a 2023 British independent slasher representing the British. The film, edited, produced, written, and directed by Rhys Frake Waterfield. It serves as a horror reimagining to the A.A. Milne E.H. Shepard Winnie the Pooh books and stars Craig David Dowsett as the titular character and Chris Cordell as Piglet. And then with Amber Thorne, Nikolai Leon, Maria Taylor, Natasha Rose Mills, and Danielle Ronald in supporting roles. It follows Pooh and Piglet, who have become feral and bloodthirsty murderers, as they terrorize a group of young university women and Christopher Robin when he returns to the Haunted Acre Wood many years later after leaving for college. That sounds absolutely fantastic. Follows Pooh and Piglet, who have become feral and bloodthirsty murderers. Like, what is media? What is media? Yeah, guys, so like I say, there's two sides to me. There's the immature side that says, this story's kind of funny. A bunch of kids expecting to see a nice Winnie the Pooh movie, and kind of being presented with this horrific kind of slasher movie. It's kind of funny on the one side, but then when I have to start acting like an adult, there's not many times, but when I do, the teacher's in trouble. Absolutely, they should be. They should have checked the content beforehand. But anyway, guys, that's kind of where we are. Just a funny kind of small story here about a bunch of 4th graders being distraught after watching Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Jump into the comment section, guys. Let me know what you think about this. What would you do if it was your child? Do you find the story funny, or do you think it's, it's ridiculous that this happened in the first place? I don't really know what to make of it. It's kind of one of those strange stories. So, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.